up, people? It's your girl Adeola. I don't know how to thank you. When I saw people writing where they're watching this show from after the last episode, I could not believe it. We have viewers in Kenya, Ghana, Italy, Germany, Canada, the US, the Caribbean, the UAE, UK, South Africa, Spain, France, Zambia, Ireland, Malaysia, Australia, Netherlands, India, Gambia, Senegal, Sweden, Brazil, Namibia, Cyprus, Zimbabwe, Philippines, Latvia, Russia, Botswana. I cannot name all the countries that I saw, but I just wanted you guys to know that I saw your comment. I saw the country that you wrote, and I'm amazed. I'm so grateful. I saw Ojota, Oshodi, Biafra land. Yes, somebody wrote Biafra land. I saw people from my village. You see, I told you that someday you will make it. Now people from my village, they are watching your work. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Mommy and Adi, all of you, and thank you so much for subscribing. You know, we're getting close to 300,000 subscribers, and that makes Kolilo work harder. Please keep subscribing. I'll definitely do another Q&A when we get to 500,000 subscribers. You know, that is where you get to ask me and Kolilo anything at all, whatever you want to ask, you can just ask. So, a Nigerian senator broke the internet last week by finally being honest. Ladies and gentlemen, my very own uncle Dino Melaye Okubola. Did you see his tweet? He said, "I'm afraid of the revenge of the poor." Egmo, let me look here in case you're watching. So you know that what you are doing is not right, and someday the poor may revolt. Is that what you are trying to say? He said it happened in Russia, France, and recently in Sudan. It can happen in Nigeria. Father. So why are you not afraid of whatever it is that you are doing that is not making you afraid? He said how since segregation puts us, the elite, in jeopardy. You don't mean it. Ikoyi, Banana Island, Maitama, Aso Rock, etc. Our leaders plus me, we need to be aware of violent revolution, perilous times loading. Woo, father, you don't mean it. Once again, he paints himself and the other thieves, other politicians, sorry, uncle, as the victims. Perilous times loading. You don't mean it. So you're trying to say that if Nigerians should wake up, a lot of people have been living in perilous times in Nigeria, especially during this Buhari's time. It has been a very perilous time. So you're trying to say that if people should wake up and say that Amumu don't do, that would translate as perilous times for people like you. Uncle Dino, I don't get it. I don't understand. Now, for those who may not understand why Dino would post something like this without shame, I'm not abusing you, uncle. I'm just telling them what they don't hear, The reason why he will post something like this is because he understands that power truly belongs to the people, but he also understands the fact that the people don't know the power that they have. That is the sad thing. The people don't. Look at this picture. This picture says a lot. Now, a week before tweeting that he's afraid of the revenge of the poor, this video went viral. As you guys know, his mom passed away recently, and House of Rep member, that's his Honorable Budaji, visited him to pay his condolences. And of course, he's surprised that Dino has all these fancy cars in his garage.
Another Lamborghini, Ferrari, another G-Wagon, third one, another Rolls Royce inside the house.
Can you imagine? So apparently the Honorable was asking what would happen to all these cars when Dino dies, Now, I've seen all kinds of comments. There were people saying that Dino Melaye has a right to spend his money on cars if he wants to, so we should stop talking about the man. I said, first of all, it is very clear that most Nigerians don't understand the fact that this is not his money. Those that are saying that Dino was rich before he became a politician, the devil is a liar. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Dino that used to drink Gary just like the rest of us, Egmont. Why didn't you tell them about this? The man used to be an activist, speaking out against those that were using public funds to buy fancy cars. He used to yab them at that time. I used to look up to this man. I used to look up to this man. Stop it. Why are you so quick to put up my photo with Dino? I have told you, don't put up my photo with Dino. Otherwise, I will have to keep explaining to people that I'm actually not short. Dino is just very tall. Anyway, nobody from a wealthy home would park a Rolls Royce in his parlor. Except for Oju Orolari. Translate that to English. So it's like having a Rolls Royce is like the biggest achievement of his life. So he has to park it in his living room so he can see it every day. How pathetic, eh? Don't mind them, I'm defending you. I know that they're yabbing you. Depending on the year and the model, Mercedes-Benz can be as expensive as $170,000 without customization. So I'm being economical. So let's assume that he paid $100,000 for his own. Maybe he didn't buy brand new. Range Rover, let's assume that he paid $60,000. How much is that? Rolls-Royce can be as expensive as $400,000, So let's assume that maybe he didn't get a brand new one. Maybe he paid $200,000. The man in the video said he has two in the garage. He also has one in the parlor. That would be about $600,000. An average price of a G-Wagon is $125,000. Let's assume that he paid $100,000. And he also has two, according to this video, that is another $200,000 on Rolls-Royce. Aston Martin can be as expensive as $300,000 or more. Let's assume that he didn't get a brand new one. He paid $200,000. McLaren can be $300,000 or more. Let's assume he paid $200,000. I know I'm being very conservative in my estimations, but this is very important. Lamborghini on average is like $300,000. Let's say he didn't buy a brand new one. Let's say he paid $200,000, and the man said that there are two of them, so at least $400,000 went to Lamborghini. Just these cars alone. And of course, the Honorable did not mention all the cars in his garage. And there are several reports that Dino has about 30 cars, all kinds of expensive cars, and all kinds of expensive bikes, including a slingshot, the one that goes for about $20,000. Yes, of course, he has a lot of them. But based on our calculation and other cars that he has, ladies and gentlemen, at least $2 million US dollars is sitting inside Dino Melaye's compound right now. That is at least 720 million naira sitting inside his compound. Do you know what this money could do? And I know that he's done a lot of projects at his constituency, and of course, kudos to him for all the schools that he has built, all the schools that he has renovated. He has built some really nice schools. He tried. Oh boy, don't show the bridge that he built, and don't. Take that one, the one that he was bragging about on Twitter. Take it down. That kind of a bridge is an insult on the people of Kogi. You think he will allow one of his cars to drive on some? So please don't take it down. Just take it down. Let's stick with the schools that he built. Thank you very much. Uncle, I beg, no vex. Koirowo is still learning about PR. So the truth is, first of all these people are overpaid. Okay, all these lawmakers, they are overpaid. It is not fair for a lawmaker to be making 13.5 million naira every month. In allowance alone, that is almost $40,000 besides their salaries and bribes. Because if you want to pass any bill in Nigeria, you have to go through the lawmakers, and they get a lot of bribe from that. That's just too much. Considering the fact that they rarely pass any bills, many of them even go to the chambers to sleep. No offense, it's just what it is. It's not like they're working all day, all night, working around the clock, and they have too many PAs on top of that. Many of them also dip their hands into the money that they are supposed to use to develop their constituencies, all their allocations. Some of them, they pocket some of it. Dino is just one of 109 senators, each one getting 162 million naira in allowance every year. Just for allowance, so every year, besides their salaries and the bribes, which means we pay our senators 17.6 billion naira every year as allowance, besides their salaries and allocations and, the bribes. So that's almost $50 million. The truth is, nothing will change in Nigeria until this happens.
Until Nigerians get to a stage to say, no, you can't be minister of power if it is generator that is powering your whole house and you have not provided generator for every other person. You cannot be minister of housing if you are not staying in a government apartment. You cannot be minister of health if you do not have your treatment in this country. You cannot be minister of education if your children are all schooling outside.
Ooh, Father.
If his children are going to go to the government secondary school, he will make sure that government secondary schools are well taken care of. If his family is going to go to the general hospital next door, he will make sure that general hospital is well taken care of.
Please tell them, my father.
But as long as leaders do not share in the plight of the people, as long as leaders can fly to the US, to UK, to Dubai for their health care and condemn the people to this kind of conditions here, as long as that is the situation, we're not moving anywhere.
Thank you, my father. We would know Nigeria is ready for change when we finally make it a law that all government officials, including the president and the vice president, must be treated in Nigeria whenever they are sick, and all their children must school in Nigeria. Until then, our politicians would rather spend millions on cars and properties than care about the people. Now, I should let you guys know that in case anyone out there is worried about Dino Melaye and the revenge of the poor, no cause for alarm, because he also tweeted this on the same day. He said, "I'm not afraid of the arrow that flies by day." or the terror that operates at night. In gathering, they will gather, but they will surely scatter. Because their gathering is not of God. Tell them, I mean, my uncle is a preacher. I told you my uncle is a preacher. In gathering, they will gather, but they will scatter. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to South Africa, you guys know that they recently had their presidential election, and I thought I've seen it all. But you have to give it up to South Africa because they're always one step ahead. They always take things to the next level. I have never seen a witch doctor predicting the result of an election on national TV except in South Africa.
Traditional healer Gogon Toleng, throw the bones for us just to find out from you, Gogon Toleng. What are you seeing about this election? We know that millions of South Africans are going out to vote.
Let me just ask the ancestors and find out. What the ancestors are saying is that the political party that actually ruled is actually going to rule again.
Father, you know, she woke up the ancestors, and the ancestors responded, and they were very specific on the result of the election.
As I ask the ancestors and I look into my calabash, the predictions that actually come by is that the ANC will be the ruling party again, and it will be 60.7%.
60.7%. I'm so sorry. So why have we not been doing this? I don't understand. In fact, why do we hold elections when we could just ask the ancestors who should be the next president? You know, that would save us money, it would save us time, and we won't even have to end up with some irresponsible presidents that we have. Thank you, Jerry, my mother. You're that fun. Kudos to this woman. Of course, the gods were very specific. So who won and by what margin? ANC won re-election. Of course, ANC won. I mean, you know, most people would have predicted that, you know, just because, and by 57%. Okay, so I mean, it's still within the same range, you know, 57, 60.7. It's still the same thing, as long as there is 7 somewhere. So even though the gods were off by just a few points, you know, I still like to give kudos to South Africa for being inclusive. You know, pastors have been predicting results of elections for years. Imams have been predicting. So why shouldn't witch doctors also, you know, predict on national TV? So that's why I love South Africa. And thank you so much for having the woman. Although I was really surprised that the gods didn't say anything about the low turnout of young voters. First of all, only 46% of adults eligible to vote voted. And more than half of those between the ages of 18 and 30 did not even register to vote at all, and that's not good because, you know, young people need and be involved in electing those in charge of their country. So hopefully next time the gods can say something about that and challenge young people to participate. So of course the president Ramaphosa won re-election. I'd like to know what the atmosphere is like in your country if you're not from South Africa. Would the media welcome a witch doctor in the studio to consult the ancestors and predict the result of an election in your country? Leave a comment below, let me know what you guys think about this. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Senegal. Do you guys know that Senegal has its own airline? Air Senegal. What? As it, like, for real, you know, they have nice planes, my people, just like Ethiopia. In fact, they just got another jet, the very first A330neo in Africa. This is inside one of their planes, not the 330neo, but this is inside one of their planes. Man, look at the screen, big ones. This is economy, fada. And the food, man, is that jollof rice? Well, although if it is, it would be Senegalese jollof, which is not as good as Nigerian jollof, but that's okay. But for real, they have nice planes. There's also a place where you can charge your phone or charge your laptop. You see what I mean? And now look at business class. So, okay. You know, some months ago, I showed you guys the train that they now use in Senegal, which does not look like locomotive at all. They now have the new advanced trains in Senegal. And, you know, I've showed you the train stations that they built where you can swipe your train passes just like they do in Kenya and in South Africa. And, you know, I've also showed the newly renovated airport in Dakar, Senegal, which is so beautiful. Not the usual airport in some countries, you know. They really mean business in Senegal. And all this in less than 8 years. Are you kidding me? Including their own airline. See, I just want to know, maybe you guys can help me. Is it that some of us in Africa, is it that we offended God? Why is it that some countries are moving forward and things are working while some countries are not even thinking about development right now? We were just trying to survive. You know, we are trying to survive Boko Haram and herdsmen. For real, do you know that there are countries in Africa where electricity is 24/7, where people don't use a power generator? In fact, the first time I went to Kenya, I was shocked. Like, For real, people were not using power generator. Do you know there are countries where the roads are so good, people are not dying senseless deaths on the road? Please help me to understand in the comment section below how it is that some are able to do well while some of us are still praying. And we pray a lot, as in for real, we always pray. We pray more than anything else. So what is the problem? Is what I'm trying to understand what the problem is. Congratulations to the people of Senegal. So leave a comment below, let me know what you guys think about this. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So I got a very touching email from a viewer by the name Justice Ogora, and I just have to share it with you guys. He said, "Hi Adeola, my wife graduated from Medics College of Healthcare in Toronto, Canada, scoring a final GPA of 98%. She also scored an average of A+, that is 97 and above, in all her 23 courses. 23 courses, my father and my God. Adjudged as an outstanding student, she was chosen out of almost 400 students from different nationalities as the valedictorian for the graduation ceremony, which took place on the 15th of November 2018. I was like, can you imagine? And then he said, oh, I forgot to mention that she was pregnant and gave birth during the program and was a nursing mother. That's it. That's it. As in, you're kidding me. She was a nursing mom while doing all this. As in, talk about Wonder Women. Congratulations, madam. We are very proud of you. But you know, a huge kudos to her husband as well, because I don't see how she could have done so well in her studies if her husband wasn't supportive and helpful. Like, for real. Mr. Man, kudos to you. Thank you so much, my brother. You have done well. I mean, this woman was pregnant and had a baby, and her grades did not drop. She definitely had the backbone. And that's her husband. Hello. You know, while we are so proud of you, madam, and of course you are definitely very smart, madam, thank you so much. I also like to take a moment to thank not just her husband, but all the husbands who are supportive of their wives' dreams. Ooh! You know, by doing that, I'm also indirectly thanking my husband. Anyway, all the husbands that don't make it all about themselves, the husbands who ask their wives, what do you want to do with your life? What makes you happy? And they put in their full support and they allow their wives to fly. Oh, father, they work together. Nobody is jealous of the other person because they understand that they are a team. You guys don't understand how much I appreciate men like that. I'm always very passionate about things like that, you know. And guess who wrote me about this? Of course, the husband. He must be really, really proud of his wife. You had to write him and say, Oga, send your own photo as well. We want to see your face. You are part of this success. You know, thank you very much, my brother. You know, honestly, congratulations to both of you and the baby. Please let this woman's story inspire you today if you're watching me, that you can do anything regardless of the obstacles, regardless of the circumstances. You can achieve your dreams. I don't know the challenges that you're facing right now. Just do your very best and you'll be amazed by what you can achieve. Anyway, we're so happy for this couple. Congratulations to them. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. And if you live in Calgary, Canada, we'll be there on June 7th to speak at this year's NIDOA conference. So please register if you're yet to. We're looking forward to seeing you guys. So please subscribe if you're yet to. It's going to take you less than 2 seconds. Just press that subscribe. Hey, it's somewhere down here. I don't know, somewhere down here, I think. Anyway, please press the subscribe button because it motivates us to work even harder. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, I must see y'all later. Peace out.